Wang Qing Song is actually probably now one of the key contemporary artists in Chinese contemporary art. He was actually in the Sydney Biennale, the one that just went. But what you saw there is what typically you see from him, which is large photographs, usually populated with lots of actors and extras, and usually referring to some historical Chinese situation that responds to the influence of the West. These three works are the only video works to date that he's made that has nothing to do with the sort of populated photographs. So they're all time-lapse pieces. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, chop, it's called, is actually the number of cuts needed to break a goat into small pieces. But the significance of that work, that series, is actually the numerological element. So it's actually 123,456,789 cuts. So this idea of that exacting numbers and sections, and it's not to do with luck, it's actually to do with intentions. These three works here are by Wu Junyong, who is actually, I think if you saw Muse Screen, Marie Thuriot thought he was one of the leading characters in Chinese contemporary media arts, but he is actually starting to emerge as being one of the strongest voices for social change in China. These three works are actually before 2008, but they're all, his work is still basically off from the same series. He's starting to work with bronze cutouts and sculptural works, and from his paintings, his digital works are kind of a step. They're quite different in a sense. So if you Google his website, you'll see his paintings are much more dark, and these things are more kind of fleeting and immediate. But I think this is how he first came to notice with his dunce cap character. So if you have a look at this, it's very naughty, you know, very sharp-witted. He's not shy about making sexual references or any references about excess and about indulgence.
咱有钱啦！就得这咱有钱啦！就得这。
So there are two pieces here by Guan Shengsheng. Actually, both Wu Junyong and Guan Shengsheng are both neighbors in my studio complex, but I didn't know that until after I'd chosen the work. So that made it a lot easier after that. But Guan Shengsheng is actually an editor for all the big names in feature-length films, and she just makes small pieces out of her own interest. And for example, the gay movement in China is one of her interests. So this one that you're looking at now is actually a documentary of the first Mr. Gay pageant, which was actually held at the Land Club. The Land Club is probably the highest end nightclub in Beijing, designed by Philip Stark. But you'll see at the end of this documentary that the police closes the pageant down for supposedly incomplete paperwork.
新闻，哎，我 我看到就是这个活动了，然后我看到那上面写的，以往都是在香港，这是第一次在大陆，然后而且在北京，然后我就觉得，反正时间是有的，然后我就觉得就自信一点，就报名参加了。
我有 Constance， 他是奥地利一个，他是威尔蒙达的设计师，然后他说他要帮我设计一个 outfit，去展示。阿丁呢，他虽然是学生，但是他会帮我做一些就是说简单的 make up 的工作。还有我的朋友Veronica， 他会帮我处理一些事情啊。然后其他的2个是开玩笑的，就是Victor， 他说他要做我的经理，还有我的另外一个朋友，他说他做我的 PR manager， 我们都是开玩笑了，就是主要他们就是表现的他们很支持我。
哎，杨对珠是吗？
他们可能给我们提供了一些资料啊，这些，然后我们开始做手准备，然后再把网站这些搭建起来，然后找那个场地，找那个资金的支持，然后再找那些志愿者。
计划是能够在最后的总决赛之前的1个星期左右，那么我们能够做一个媒体酒会，也许可以通过这种方式，也可以就是说争取到更多媒体的一些关注。
我上网看那个国内的新闻，哎，我看到就是这个活动了，然后我看到那上面写的，以往都是在香港，这是第一次在大陆，然后而且在北京，然后我就觉得，反正时间是有的，然后我就觉得就自信一点，就报名参加了。
我有 Constance， 他是奥地利一个，他是威尔蒙达的设计师，然后他说他要帮我设计一个 outfit，去展示。阿丁呢，他虽然是学生，但是他会帮我做一些就是说简单的 make up 的工作。还有我的朋友Veronica， 他会帮我处理一些事情啊。然后其他的2个是开玩笑的，就是Victor， 他说他要做我的经理，还有我的另外一个朋友，他说他做我的 PR manager， 我们都是开玩笑了，就是主要他们就是表现的他们很支持我。
哎，杨对珠是吗？
The other work that she does on this is called Winter 2008, and it documents the most expensive exhibition ever staged, expensive in China and in Beijing at the Ullens Center for Contemporary Art, and it's called Dior and 12 Chinese contemporary artists. And what you'll see in that is that the whole thing just gets trashed at the end. It's like 2.8 million RMB just for the paths and the pieces, the componentry outside of the work itself. So, I mean, if you come to Beijing, you'll see that Ullens is quite extraordinary in the scale of the projects. I think they're about to get a bank sponsor in or a bank partner in to continue. But if you don't know, Guy and Miriam Ullens were the first collectors of Chinese art in the mid-80s, and it put Chinese contemporary art on the international map. And they were almost single-handed in doing that. And the other 2 by Lele were chosen because of their reference to industrial urbanization. Okay, let's move on to...